Okay. All right. Hi there.
Hi.
This is my introduction to E.Hough video, and thank you very, very much for being here. My name is E.Hough, and I have been meditating and been interested in meditation for quite some time, and I'm now taking a course and teaching it, and this is part of my training, so thank you very much for being a part of this. I began meditating, or was first introduced to meditation about 20 years ago. And I was on a retreat in Sedona, Arizona, and they introduced us to yoga and meditation, and I was profoundly affected by the change in my life. I try to incorporate it every day. It's important to do every day, but I definitely have a fairly regular practice of doing it, and I would encourage you, once you experience it, you might want to do the same. So why don't you tell me what you are seeking for your meditation practice?
I have problems with a negative thought process, and I found that changing my breath helps that, so I'm hoping meditation will help it even more.
Yes. Well, I really can assure you that it does change things. As human beings, we tend to get into some negative patterns and really get attached to them. So meditation is a real gift for breaking that cycle and changing some of those human patterns. So E.Hough, which is the technique I'm going to teach you today, is an ancient breathing technique which helps to deepen your meditation, bring you into meditation and deepen your meditation. It does both of those things. The way we get into deeper meditation is through the breath. It's kind of fascinating, but where you take the breath, the body will follow. If you are in an accident, the first thing you might do is tighten up and hold your breath, and then as soon as the accident, and you get tense, and as soon as you miss the accident or you don't have something happen, then you notice that you go. So those two things are a perfect example that your mind and breath are very, very connected. The mind-breath connection is a cycle, and we use it in meditation in a way that is so simple. Many people, when I tell them, they say to me, how do I meditate? And I say, breathe. They say, are you kidding me? I can't just breathe. That can't just be it. But let me tell you how important and how simple breathing is to finding peace and to deepening your meditation. So the mind-breath connection is really pretty simple. It's a beautiful little circle here. The first thing we would do is concentrate on the breath. And by concentrating on the breath and just observing the breath, it automatically begins to calm your mind. And as your mind is calmer, it automatically begins to quieten down. And so some of the noise and thoughts and worries begin to quiet. And then as you have a quieter mind, you'll have a deeper sense of concentration. That deeper sense of concentration actually increases and deepens your meditation. And it's a cycle, because when you have deeper concentration, you then again have a calmer mind, a quieter mind, and a deeper concentration. All of that just by breathing. So you can apply this in the car when you're having to make decisions at work or something. It's a really beautiful technique, and it's so simple. It's almost embarrassing how simple it is. So E.Hough, as I said, is an ancient technique, and it's a mantra. And the mantra of E.Hough means I am, Hong means I am, and Sa means spirit. And the other really beautiful thing about E.Hough is that Hong is a dissolving sound. It has the vibration of dissolving. And Sa has a merging vibration. So it is exactly as though, as you chant the mantra, you are actually chanting, I am spirit. And you are merging the human I am with the divine spirit. And those things make this technique, for me, so much more powerful than any other technique that I've practiced. So I'm excited to introduce it to you. So there is a technique to E.Hough. First of all, do you have any questions or anything right now, or you feel okay?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you. The technique first starts, we need to, in order to have a successful and fulfilling meditation, we need to be awake. Meditation is not sleeping. It's not subconscious. It's superconscious. And so we want to be relaxed but alert, which is kind of an interesting thing. So the first thing we're going to do is do some tense and relax exercises to sort of energize our bodies and at the same time relax them. And then we will also do some breathing exercises which help to increase our concentration and help to relax our bodies at the same time. And then after we do those exercises and we do that, we will calm down, release the breath, and begin the Hum Sa mantra. One important part of meditation, which I haven't explained yet, is position. It's really important, and you're on a bench right now because we worked on this, but it's really important that you get into a position that allows the flow of energy to actually come straight up your spine, up through all of your chakras, all the way out and into the divine. So you definitely want to be in a nice position, not crunched over, but in a really nice, comfortable position. So upright, yet relaxed, and your spine nice and straight. Some people like the bench, which is what I'm sitting on, and some people will sit on a chair, and some people are more limber than I am, and they can sit in a yoga position on the floor and actually get back up, which is something I can't do. So the other important part of the Hong Sa positioning is that you would like to have your chin parallel to the ground, comfortable, in a comfortable position. And you want to allow the focus of your gaze, after you've closed your eyes, of course, as though you're focusing on the horizon, just slightly above the horizon. Another way that I've explained it that helps people is to look as though you're looking at somebody in their eye, and then you look just at their head, the top of their head. And that raises your gaze just the tiniest bit. And you don't want your gaze to be raised in a way that it is painful for your eye muscles. You want it to be just gently raised. That brings focus to our third eye, to this chakra here. And that chakra is really where spirit enters. And so as you're meditating and you just have that gaze going through there, it helps to increase and deepen your meditation. And during meditation, your mind will wander, and it's not a big deal. Just bring it back to focus. Maybe have the visual that you bring your eyes back to center and allow them to focus again. And it's a pretty simple thing to happen. We all have it happen, so don't worry if that does happen. So the first thing we're going to do now is the tense and relax, okay? And so we're going to sort of start at your feet or your knees since we're on the bench, and you want to tense all of your muscles and kind of bring the energy up through your body, holding it and relaxing it. Feel that relaxation go all the way down through. And now we're going to do that again, and we're going to tense. Bring the tension all the way up till you're vibrating. And allow the relaxation all the way down through. Sit there for a second in that sense of relaxation. And we will begin the equal count breathing technique. One thing I hadn't explained also before I do the breathing technique is the positioning of your hands should also be at the kind of the juncture of your hips and your torso. It's a good position for long-term meditation because it kind of supports your spine a little bit, so you don't have the tendency to roll over. I found it to be really helpful in getting me in a better, comfortable position for longer meditation. So we're going to do the equal count breathing. Equal count breathing, inhale through your nose to a count of 6. We're going to hold for 6, and we're going to exhale for 6. So we'll get ready to begin. We're going to do a number of those. So we're going to go ahead and inhale. 4, 5, 6. Hold for 6. 4, 5, 6. Exhaling through your nostril 3 for 6. 4, 5, 6. Let's repeat. Inhale for 6. Hold for 6. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 6. Holding for 6. Exhale for 6. Be sure to inhale and exhale through your nostrils. We're going to do 2 more of those on our own. Take 1 complete inhale, 1 exhale, and at the end of the exhale, just allow the breath to fall out of your body. And don't control it at all. And allow it to flow naturally. You might notice that it stays out for a couple of seconds before it enters again. Try not to control the breath, just notice the breath and notice where it enters your nostrils, where it exits. And when you're ready, begin to add the hum and the saw. Sometimes what I do is just follow my breath in with the hum. So as I notice the breath entering, I will chant silently the mantra hum. And as I see my breath begin to fall back out of my nostrils, I say saw. Having trouble concentrating, you can also add curling of your right forefinger. As your breath enters, you can allow your right forefinger to curl up, and then you can allow your right forefinger to fall back down as your breath leaves your body. You can envision a string attached to your finger and attached to your breath. And as your breath enters, the string pulls up. And as your breath exits, the string falls down. If the forefinger is distracting, you can let that go. Just going to continue the practice for a few minutes. It's not really a problem. Just focus on your gaze and observe your breath. And begin the mantra again if you need to. Now, ever so gently, we're going to take a deep inhale. We're going to exhale 3 times through our mouth. Release the mantra. No longer observe the breath. And just sit in the peace and relaxation that has been created. Sit in this space for as long as you like. If you find yourself drawn back to the world, come back inside your heart. Concentrate on the divine qualities such as peace, love, when you're ready, take a deep breath and slowly open your eyes and come back into the room. What is important is to continue in this sense of bliss for as long as you can, so you can be mindful going through the rest of your day. You can get up and walk slowly. You can be mindful of what this feels like to have this sense of peace. Sometimes when we do this meditation and the mind starts to wander, as soon as we release the meditation, you can add another mantra in. You can chant, or you can just focus on peace or courage or something that you're working on in your life. So I hope that this was helpful for you, and I thank you very, very much for joining me in this introduction to